Hey everyone, John here in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I am joined by the beautiful EntityMays to check out his Melemele recreation in Animal Crossing. So first of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you, John?
I'm very hot, and I haven't been outside for a while, but apart from that, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, we were discussing that it's been quite hot in the UK recently, and it's about to be more hot in Alola right here.
The overview shot of your island just now was absolutely stunning. The colours match the game so well. So my first impressions... Oh, you're even Lilly! I love this!
Yes, hello there, you're appearing for me now. Yeah.
Oh, this is really cool.
The place where you just came from, the Melemele airport, this would be the Melemele docks in the game, so that's basically where the whole map begins for my island right here. Then when you take the path here, you arrive right in Halio City. So usually when you would come from the docks in the games, there would be a police station right here usually. But because you cannot move the town hall, I just decided to put the town hall in, keep the town hall here instead. And then, obviously, when you come down here, there'll be more buildings such as the Tailor Shop, the Alola Photo Club where you make all those photos of your Pokemon and all of that. So I just decided to put some villager houses here and my other Switch accounts, as I needed a few more houses to fill up the island actually. And then of course you also saw the palm trees and everything when you came here and already feeling the Alola spirit and all of that.
Right.
So yeah, that's basically the first part of the city. Nothing too huge, but just some houses. But when you start to come up here, this is where you'll probably start to notice more of the Melemele Island vibes. So obviously here we would have Alima's house from the games. You've even got the pool in the garden that you would have right here as well. Yeah, there's just a random rock there, so don't mind that. I also made sure to have the same amount of trees he has in the garden right here and outside the garden as well. The one thing that's a little bit different here is that in the games there would usually be hedges around his house right here. However, there's no hedges in Animal Crossing for some reason, so I just decided to go with a brick wall as it seemed a little bit fitting with how big his house was and everything.
It's worth noting this is themed after both the game and the anime, so you've taken some liberties with how things have come together.
I completely forgot to mention that, so thank you for bringing that up. Right here is what would be the Pokemon Center from the games right here. No one's visiting the campsite right now, but I decided to make the Pokemon Center the campsite because in the anime at least, it acts like a sort of hotel. So I was thinking, well, if villagers come to the campsite to stay overnight, that'd be perfect for the Pokemon Center. In the games as well, the Pokemon Center is like barred with all these fences right here. It's actually surprisingly fitting as well, so I'm very glad how the fences came out right here. And then when you come down, this would be the Melemele Island Mall where you would buy bottle caps and all of that, and the clothes as well. There are trees outside as well. I didn't know what fence to really use, but I feel like this Sen fence right here at least works kind of. It's a little bit big, but it does the job, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How long did this take you to make, by the way? Because this is a very ambitious island, and it must have taken you a long time.
This took me, on the Switch, I've got 90 hours on this game. To unlock Terraform, though, I think that took around the 20-hour mark, so that's when the construction truly began, so that'd be a good 60 to 70 hours of building this island then, pretty much.
Wow.
The area you're standing in right now, this is the first anime exclusive location. In the anime, Ash usually visits this market in Alola where he buys some fruit from an old lady, where there's multiple other stores selling fruit as well. So this is the area I just made here. In the games, it would just be some grass where you would catch some Pokemon, but yeah, I thought this would be perfect to change into the little marketplace from the anime right there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we continue back up here, we would have what would be the Tailor Shop in the Sun and Moon games. I decided to make it Nook's Cranny as there's only like 4 exclusive buildings you can have in Animal Crossing: the campsite, the museum, Able Sisters, and Nook's Cranny. So I had to choose very carefully which buildings I wanted to represent what in Halio City, pretty much. So Nook's Cranny was the one left for the tailors, but I managed to make Able Sisters actually be the clothes shop, like in the game still. So
that's so fitting. Nice one.
Yeah. And that pretty much concludes Halio City right there, to be honest. I think this is my favorite part I've done overall, though, because I feel like it's the most accurate representation I've done.
For sure. How did you scale everything down? Because you've put in so many different areas into one island. Was it kind of tricky to plan this all out?
Yeah. Let's just say I had to use that move building option a lot, so I had to farm for a lot of money as well. I did have like a rough plan, which I can show you later as well. I assume it will pop up on screen for the video or whatever, where I just put notes of where I want everything to be. But I did have to end up moving some stuff around. But eventually I got the final product that I wanted, so I'm at least happy with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really impressive. The theming of a tropical island just fits Alola so well. Is this what you thought of immediately when you found out New Horizons had a tropical setting? Like, did you want to make this from the get-go?
Oh yes, it was definitely because of the tropical island feeling. Just in general, the Sun and Moon games and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon and the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, I love all 3 of them so much. So to see Animal Crossing decide to do the tropical island adventure, I thought, oh, this is a perfect idea to make my island be based off Melemele, especially because it's the easiest out of the 4 islands to make as well. So
sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much the inspiration behind that. Right, but with that said, let's continue upwards, and here would be what would be Route 2, and if you take a turn right here, we would come into the cemetery from the Pokemon games. Although we did see a tombstone in the trailer for this game, I didn't know how you unlock it or whatever, so I just decided to use stone tablets for all the tombstones instead, and I also decided to put some flowers in front of it to make it a little bit more pretty as well.
It's kind of haunting that you can dig over here. I don't want to figure out what's under this. What's in this item.
Oh man. So yeah, there's again, there was no hedges in the game, so I decided to try and find a fit-in fence that I thought would do the job, and I thought the Lattice Fence would be pretty good, as you can usually find them in a cemetery, to be honest, so I was quite happy with that fence choice I managed to get.
Yeah, this has come together really well.
Thank you very much. Next, when we take a diversion over here, this is another anime exclusive location we're about to go here, and this is what would be Lilly's mansion from the Pokemon anime. So I decided to make it a player house. Then if we come into the back garden here, we'll also see the battlefield she has in her garden right here, where she would have battles with Ash and her friends and do some training and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. How many custom patterns did you use for this island? Because obviously this would have been a custom pattern, but is a lot of it customized?
I think this is the only custom pattern on the floor, to be honest. I managed to use the in-game textures for everything else. But then of course we do also have my outfit, which I based off Lilly right here, but those 2 things are the only custom designs I really used, to be honest.
Wow. And you get the benefit of having all this fruit everywhere, like every tree is just full of.
I have to give some of it to my to friends at some point, because I feel like I'm getting a little bit too much money for my liking now, as I've got everything I could pretty much want at the moment. Taking a diversion down here, would come to Big Wave Beach from the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games. It's nothing too special. It was just pretty much 2 stores and surfboards in the game, so that's all I did here pretty much. Mm-hmm. And then I had some coconut trees down here, but that was just from my own collection, to be honest.
So, seeming as you've more or less finished with your vision for this island, what are you going to do as the game goes on? Like, how are you going to continue to customize your Animal Crossing town?
I don't think I'll be customizing it anymore. However, I do like to 100% games, and this game does have a lot of Nook Mile programs that I can complete, so that's all I'll be doing, to be honest, for now. And visiting other people's islands as well to see what they've created. Finishing up Route 2 here, this is where Guzma's dad would live in the Pokemon games. He also had a little swing in the garden there, so I managed to find something kind of fitting for that right there, so I put that right there. And then when we go upwards here would be the last house on Route 2, which would just be the berry guy. I just decided to plant some flowers down here as I didn't really know how to represent the berries you would usually grow here. I know there's cherries in the game, but I saved that for an area later on, which we'll come to. When you come up here, this is where Verdant Cavern, the first trial against Gumshoe's Eradicate, would be, but as you can see I ran out of space, so I just tried to pretend that much like how you kind of go underground in the games, I just made a hole here which can kind of signify you would go into a new area or whatnot.
That makes sense. So
that's like one of the areas I missed. There's 2 in total, but yeah, that's one of them I couldn't unfortunately fit in. Here we're coming to Route 3, which is just basically a long road, to be honest, on a mountain, so that's all it really is. But when you come into this little area here, this would be the flower meadow from the games, where you have to rescue Nebby as well when she runs away from Lilly. A bit small for my liking, but again, I was running out of space up here, so yeah, it unfortunately had to be this size, but it does the job again, it does the job.
Yeah, there are certain points where you sort of have to take these liberties and scale things down, because you've made a really ambitious island for the size they give you here, so it's still very commendable for what it is. Thank
you very much. Here is where it would all connect back to Icky Town, so when you... there usually isn't a path up here in the games of how you would get to Icky Town, but I added one there anyway to make things easier, but here is where Harder's trial site would be. I couldn't find a podium, so unfortunately I had to put wood on the ground instead, which looks kind of off, to be honest, but it was the best I could do. When you would go up here, you would go to the Ruins of Conflict, where you would meet Tapu Koko and Nebby for the first time in the games as well.
Right.
But that's what the other area I missed as well. If you do look down, though, I did kind of try to recreate it with the wood there, but we'll walk down there in a second. Continuing our tour of Icky Town, though, here would be the 2 houses in the game as well. I'm very happy with the house choices here as well, because they kind of look like this in the game as well, to be honest. So I was very happy I managed to get 2 villagers who had these style of houses.
Yes, this is completely by coincidence, right? There's no way of customizing what houses they have.
Yeah, pure coincidence. They were obviously in different areas at first, but I moved it using the Tom Nook 50,000 moving thing. Here we've got another anime exclusive location. I forgot to send a reference image over, so I'll be sure to do that. But this would be what would be Malo's Cafe in the anime. So I just decided to add it here. Again, I was running out of space a little bit, but I feel like this does the job, to be honest. And then
there's a chance the game adds in Brewster down the line too, which would be really fitting for the cafe.
Oh yes, very. There's also like a cherry forest near her cafe as well, so I just planted a bunch of cherry trees right here as well, to be honest. If we continue down here, though, this is where we would come to Kukris House, which is my house in this game. Obviously, Kukris House would be on the beach in the games, but in the anime, it's just on a cliff, which goes down to the beach, so I decided to put his house here to represent the anime a little bit more on this island. And then, if we go here, this is where the player's house would be in the Pokemon games as well. And then the last location we're pretty much coming to now is after we do these twists and turns. Up here would be the Pokemon school from the Pokemon anime, which oh, there's a bit of a rock in the way. I need to get rid of that soon. There's like 3 main buildings for the Pokemon school, so I made sure they were this kind of size, and I just put them all together to try and make the illusion that this would be the school, and then behind the school would be the racetrack they have in this school as well.
Right. Oh, this is really cool.
Thank you very much. There was also a big pond they had in the school as well, so I made a big pond here as well. One thing I actually forgot to mention when we arrived at this school area is that I also made this little forest right here, because in the anime when Ash walks to school, there was a forest on the side of the school where he met Nebby, so I decided to make a little kind of illusion of a forest right here.
The attention to detail's insane. I love all these little, just these little parts off the track that you've put in to replicate anime locations. The attention to detail's amazing in this.
Yeah, I thought, you know, anyone else could potentially be making Melemele Island, so I think, so I thought, well, if that's the case, let's try and put some anime locations in there as well to make mine stand out, just in case anybody else did. Another minor detail actually is this store right here. Team Rocket usually have a donut truck where they sell donuts, so I just put a store here to try and represent them. My friend was meant to give me a Beware design ID to put on this store, but they haven't got around to it yet, but that was to give the illusion that that was meant to be Team Rocket's donut van, because Beware was their logo for that. And then obviously, as I said earlier, this is where the Ruins of Conflict will be, so I had to make it very simple because I ran out of space. I didn't really know what to do for the statues, so I just put around a mirror here, as I thought it was kind of fitting with the goth kind of theme it's got there. And I also put a cushion there as you pray to Tapu Koko in the games, the Guardians in general, so yeah. And the waterfall right there, that's a waterfall that would go from Route 3 to to the sea, but because I wanted to add the Pokemon school, it just connects to the river that's near the Pokemon school.
Sure, yeah.
And that's pretty much it, to be honest. Managed to pack a lot in there.
When I went to visit someone's Link to the Past island, I found myself very familiar with it immediately, and usually when I visit someone else's island, I'm lost. Like, I never know where to go. But because I'm already quite familiar with Sun and Moon, everything is just very... everything feels kind of homely. I know exactly where to go. Like, if you said to come to a certain place, I'd know where to go. So it's really comforting as someone who's just visiting. Like, this is just a really great idea for an island.
Thank you very much.
Do you find it just really fun to live in this island? Because, of course, like, creating it after Sun and Moon is a big part of the process. But once that's all done, do you just play Animal Crossing like usual? And is that as playable as it would be for any other island?
With how I go about going around the island, it is a bit annoying if I want to get to one location, especially in the Route 2 kind of area, but I do feel like it is quite homey, like you said, like the actual Melemele Island. I'm really proud of how all of it came out. You might not see all the references at first, like I said, but that's why I made sure to include a lot of reference images, just in case if people get confused, so I could show them when they come to this island. And yeah, it is quite relaxing playing Animal Crossing as well, coming on here, and I don't know, it just feels so nice to see all of this be managed to be implemented into the game.
Yeah. If the game allowed you to make like more than one island per system, would you take on the task of doing other Sun and Moon islands, or is this enough for you?
My friends asked me that as well. To be honest, knowing me, I would probably said yes, but I know it would be a bit harder to do the other islands because Akala Island, for example, has a volcano, so I don't know how I would really go about that, to be honest. But Ula Ula Island and Pony Island, I definitely think I would be able to create.
Yeah, this is just a super impressive island, and I'm just amazed that you've done this so quickly. The game's been out for a little over a week now, but you've already kind of pushed it to its limits here, so again, well done.
Thank you. I've just taken every free time I've got and just turned on Animal Crossing. I spent 14 hours one day on this island, which I think was a little bit too much, but yeah, aside from that, I've spent an average of I don't know, 8 hours a day making this island.
That's insanely impressive. Okay, well, I guess that's more or less it for now then. So, again, I'm just really impressed by this, and I just think that the actual theming is so natural to what Sun and Moon is. The colour scheme, in particular, just fits so well, and it's amazing that this is just the default in-asset tools for Animal Crossing. Like, not much of it was custom-made, but it still reflects Sun and Moon extremely well. But yeah, I guess that's all for now then. So if you want to try and support EntityMays, he has his own little channel which he does a lot for Sun and Moon anime, and it's great. I've been checking out a bunch of your videos, so be sure to check out his channel and subscribe to him. And is there anything in particular you want people to watch on your channel?
I'm also going to be making my own video exploring the island, where I will be showing footage from both the games and anime in one corner of the screen, so people can fully recognize the vision I had. Obviously we had screenshots here and here in the video, but if you want to see some footage, then yeah, be sure to head over to my channel, and the video once made will be up there.
Alright, yeah, so you hear that? Go and subscribe to EntityMays and like all his content, because he's a great guy with some great videos. And also, if you want to subscribe to Game Explain, you can do that too, but first, subscribe to EntityMays. But until next time, everyone, see you later. Bye.
Thank you.